Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to share with you the top unknown lesbian movies that I will highly recommend you all to go ahead, go watch, go support. But before we get into it, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down below. Almost we're gonna start off with We Need to Do Something, the 2021 psychological horror film. The plot centers on a teenage girl named Melissa who is trapped in the bathroom with her family during a storm. As the confrontation actually ends up stretching on, Melissa becomes consumed by the guilt because she believes that the events outside were caused by the necromancy spell she cast for her girlfriend Amy. Their relationship is shown throughout, in this case, the movie, and it also showcases an atmosphere of their pop, flashbacks as they share a deep bond with obviously a complete romance involved. But this one we have to keep in mind is not super hyper, romantic, because the plot in this case is the way more important part of the film. So we just see flashes of them here and there getting together, and obviously, the situation that led to Melissa getting in the situation that she is in within her family, in this case in the bathroom. This movie, I would say, is highly for me personally a 6 out of a 10, or maybe in this case a 5 out of a 10. And then moving forward, we have Make Up. It is a 2019 British psychological drama. The movie takes place during the off-season at a remote carnival holiday park in Cornwall, England. Rue moves there to live with her boyfriend Tom. She soon becomes deeply obsessed with a long red hair she finds on her clothes of her boyfriend in this case. Actually, she ends up suspecting that he is cheating on her with a woman. And also, as Ruth investigates, she meets Jade, a confident local worker at the park. Over time, the paranoia and horrific visions, that she ends up getting, seeks her seeing turn out to be a psychological manifestation and queer desires. So she actually ends up getting, this attraction towards Jade, but also she's in a relationship and she's trying to figure out what her boyfriend been up to. But now she has this queer desires towards Jade, so she ends up not knowing what to do with it. So now it's kind of just a battle of trying to figure out what is really going on with her. And then moving forward, we have Henry and June. The 1999 is a classic film based on the, unpurged desires of French author Anais Nin. In details the real love, triangle in 1930s Paris between Nin, Henry, and his wife June. Anais becomes completely fascinated by, this kinging open by June. In this case, she is actually a bi woman. The plot serves as a chronicle of Anne's profound awakening, which includes exploring her intense feelings of desires towards this person who she didn't thought she would meet, and also the jealousy and love of another woman. The tension between the two women climates into a passionate lesbian affair with a very interesting, twist of events, twist plot by the end of the movie, because you can see that the two genuinely, they found a connection that both of them wasn't expecting to find, but as they found it, they have decided to dive deep into it, and obviously that end up changing the whole, in this case, road on their way of seeing love and just exploring love and desires as well. Then moving forward, we have Burn. It is a 2015 British dark comedy road movie. The main character is Alex. She is actually a lesbian. So the plot is actually, follows two best friends in their late 20s. Steph and Alex embark on a road trip across the UK, to scatter the ashes of their close friend Dan, who has recently passed away. Before his passing, Dan recorded a series of video messages on a laptop. He basically ends up instructing Steph and Alex to travel to 4 specific locations that held personal meanings to him, to leave his ashes in a container inside the glove box of a 20-year-old wolf. So basically this one is about grieving, healing, and also completing the desires and last wishes of somebody that meant a lot to you. And obviously it's not about, in this case, love, romance. It's more about healing and moving forward and doing the best you can in the situation that you are, in this case, in with your best friend. So yes, I feel like this movie, I would definitely rate it a strong, maybe 6.5 out of a 10. I like the plot. It wasn't kind of my type of vibe because I'm not into like this type of comedy movies, but it's still worth the mention because there is a lesbian character in it. So if you have watched it, let me know your thoughts down below. It will mean the world to me as well. Then moving forward, we have San Shoke. The 2015 psychological horror film features an intense, obsessive queer dynamic that initially presents itself. The story centers on Jane, a young woman recovering from a severe, psychotic break. She is kept isolated in a stark Los Angeles home under the strict, horrific health regime of her intense caretaker, in this case Irma. When Irma finally grants Jane day leave, in this case a day to live, Jane immediately transfers her emotional, frustration onto a total stranger who is Savannah. Her obsession deepens after spying on Savannah with her boyfriend, and things get super complicated because it's now like, hey, I just have found this new connection with this woman. I'm kind of obsessed with her, but I also know that I'm not in the best mental state to pursue anything. What's going on? Will I break, or is this just temporarily? So there is a lot of things going on. I will definitely, hopefully soon be doing a review on it. I just found out recently about the existence of this movie, so it's definitely on my watch list. That's why I cannot give you guys a lot of details, but I am 100% excited to see what it has to offer. So stay tuned for a possible review very soon. Then moving forward, we have El Animale. It is a 2018 Australian queer coming-of-age drama film that explores themes of lesbian desire, hidden identity, and a non-conformatory. The story takes place in a rural Australian village and centers on Mati, a tomboy who is part of an all-male motorcycle group. While her friend Sebastian wants to take their relationship further, Mati, life shifts when she meets Carla, an independent, girl she is intensely drawn to. As Mati navigates her emerging queer feelings and gender identity, her family dynamics fractures, when her father, Paul, is also, hiding his own secret because she actually ends up finding out that her father is a closeted, gay man, and that he has been struggling to come out for years as well. So that is also a very interesting dynamic that the movie, has to show, from a perspective of, what in this case Marty is going through and what her father is also going through at the same time. So yes, this movie is super interesting. I also just recently found out about it, so I don't have a lot of details on it, but hopefully I will be doing a review very soon because, like I said, there's a lot of queerness in this case going on in this movie, and it looks good, it looks interesting, and it also looks very, very much realistic. So if you have watched it, let me know your thoughts on it. So yes, guys, that is basically it. If you guys know any, unknown lesbian movies as well, please drop it down below in the comments. I will highly, highly appreciate that. Until the next video, hope you all have enjoyed this one, and goodbye.